The first question is, how do I let go of hatred and jealousy for someone? So in other words, you hated someone, you're jealous about something. Well, hatred and jealousy are emotions. We call it mental afflictions. When you have hatred in you, when you have jealousy in you, you don't feel comfortable. I have never heard of a person having hatred and say, I hate someone and I feel comfortable. No, I've never heard about that. I've never heard someone say, I'm jealous. I'm dominated by this red, green-eyed monster called jealousy, and I'm very happy. When you have hatred and when you have jealousy, you are not happy. You're dominated by mental afflictions. And why should you be unhappy? Who gave you this unhappiness? Let's examine it. Who gave you hatred and jealousy? Some people, or maybe the one question who gave me the question and say, my dad. I hated my dad. When I was a child, he was immature and he beat me out. He abused me at one time, and he was for a number of years he had been an alcoholic, and he abused me. I hated him. He left me. He left my mom. I hated him because you experience what you call an abusive past. The same thing happened to jealousy. When I was at school, I wasn't doing quite well, and this guy was sitting next to me. He always had he always get an A and a B plus, and I would get a C, and I'm jealous. This guy, I don't like him because he's better than me. And also he was showing off. He's bragging everything in front of me and make me feel what? Incompetent. Make me feel belittling. Make me feel disgrace. I don't like him. So hatred and jealousy will give you nothing but unhappiness, right? It's something in the past. Jealousy and hatred has always happened in the past. It may come back again in the future if you don't watch out. So assuming that you have some abusive, miserable past, that you have hatred and jealousy, how do you deal with this? How do I let go of them? I said, the Buddha said that when we are in a meditative absorption state, we always have already put our expectation, our rumination. Expectation is for the future. Rumination is for the present. And for the past is all your worries or your fears, all that. So these scenarios, these events that happen that arouse your hatred and jealousy, they belong to the past. Something already happened. And every now and then, when you're thinking of this bad, abusive childhood or whatever events and scenarios that brought up this hatred and jealousy, you wanted to bring the same experiences back onto the present. That's what you're doing on the present, and put it on the table as if you're putting your computer on the table and you start to key in. You wanted this monitor of hatred, monitor of jealousy. You want to ruminate, you want to run back again to this reel of movies about your hatred, about your jealousy. You want to bring back these bad experiences on the present table as if you're sitting a monitor on your table and try to think about it. And then you're physically feeling uncomfortable. You hated it. You dislike it. When you come to think of it, it's just stupid. Because you're bringing something that already happened, which will not happen again. You won't allow it to happen. You won't allow it to happen. You bring something that is bad, that have bad experiences, and bring it to the present, and let yourself suffer on thinking about it. You're more intelligent than doing that, I guess. Because you can ask this kind of question. You must be more intelligent of doing that. Don't bring back all this garbage onto the present table and sniff it in, all the garbage, all the bad smell of it. Because that reminds you of all the bad taste, of bad smell. Don't bring back past experiences because they already happened. You won't allow it to happen again. And you will not be intelligent if you allow this garbage to stink you. So whenever hatred and jealousy come up, say, stop. I want to put this miserable recollection of the past to a halt. I want to stop it. I'm more intelligent than that. Will I bring some bad garbage onto the present table and try to smell it? You won't. You won't. Because they're so stupid. You throw them away. Don't let them stink you. Don't let your past be put on the table and try to ruminate on it. For the same reason, if you're worrying about the future hasn't come. The fact that you are not dying now, at least you're living, you think about death. But death hasn't come yet. And if you are sick, you're thinking of, will I die? You think the worry would be a medicine to heal your sickness? It would only increase the magnitude of your sickness. In other words, worrying about your sickness won't get you healed. But you habitually worry about it. Would the worry add some medicine to the sickness? No, it won't. But we have been doing that all the time. So the Buddha told us, let go. Letting go of that. Don't let it be put on your table. But talking about it is easy. Really letting go is extremely difficult because attachment has been our habit for many, many lives. We always attach. We can't let it go. So what's the best way? Train yourself. Train up yourself. How to train yourself? Every time you're meditating, all these bad sceneries comes up. Let it go. Let them drop out. If it comes into your mind, immediately say, let it go, let it go. Can you do that? Just talking about it won't do. You have to train your mind into habitually letting go of it. That's what we call meditation. Meditation is not about supernatural power. It's about training your mind to let go of this hatred, jealousy, fear, worry, greediness. But you don't allow yourself to be trained though. You allow yourself to ruminate into the past bad experiences. You don't allow even half an hour for meditation every day. So who can help you? Nobody can help you. You yourself can help yourself. Not even Buddha. The Buddha can only tell you the road to tread on, to step on. But he cannot push you there. You have to walk it yourself. You have to keep on training it. The first training is your habit, let it go, and then keeping on letting it go. If the third thought comes, you can't let go. Second thought, you have to let go. Third thought, you have to let go. That is for something miserable, displeasures. Something not pleasurable that always comes up in your mind, you let go of that. Learning to let go is a training. You have to train yourself. Because you dislike these displeasures. You hate these displeasures, you let it go. But what happened to pleasures? Should we attach to pleasures? I like movies, I like entertainment, I like alcoholic, I like drugs. I like relationship of any kind. I like money, I like reputation. Those give me pleasures. Let go of pleasures too. Why do we have to train our feelings? And the four foundation of introspection is introspection of the body, of the feeling. In feelings, we have three kinds of feelings: pleasurable feelings, unpleasurable feelings, and neutral feelings. All these feelings you have to let go. You have to let go of miseries that give you unpleasurable feelings. You also have to let go of the pleasures that you're attached to. You have to train yourself, remind yourself. Why don't you put a slogan on your computer table, say, let go of miseries of the past. Don't let them come back to sting you. Let go of worries in the future, because they haven't come yet, and they may not come, and they wouldn't help me now. Put those slogans on the computer. I know a guy who told me the other day, he said, I have been spending a lot of time watching a website on entertainment, and sometimes I watch for 2-3 hours, and I really waste a lot of time. I don't know how to do it, but now I know, and that's effective. And I asked him, what do you do? I put a label, and the label says, don't look at garbage and stupidity. Throw it away. Don't look at garbage and stupidity. Stop. And that has been effective to me. Because every time when I open up my laptop and open up my iPad, I said, don't look at stupidity and garbage. Stop. Because you could spend 3-4 hours to look at garbage, not just garbage. Garbage that will stink your consciousness. Because every time when you look at all those you shouldn't be looking at, it infringe. It's like a mark on your alaya consciousness. It's just like you're keying in the keyboard. The memory will receive it. It will never go away. And the intensity of it will increase and increase all the time. Don't let these things pollute you. Right now, what is the mass media? Sex and violence. And I don't know how much education you can get from the website. There is education, but most of it are not the right media that we should be looking at. And I don't want to go too deep into that. Otherwise, it would be another topic. So how do I let go of hatred and jealousy for someone? One method is to train yourself not to continue with the second thought of hatred and jealousy. You hate this guy and say, no, I'm not hating him anymore. That's one method, letting go of it by training the mind. Another method that the Buddha mentioned is use metta bhavana. You know what metta bhavana is? Try to look at the Google, M-E-T-T-A, metta bhavana. Same as smriti, contemplation. Contemplation of loving kindness radiating out. The one you hate, you set an image in his mind. I hate John, and his image is in me. I hated him. No, I want to render my forgiveness to him. I forgive all the cruel things he has done. I forgive his selfishness. I just want to radiate loving kindness. I radiate loving kindness to all those who did something wrong to me. I want to radiate this unlimited forgiveness. It is very powerful because you forgive. You learn how to forgive. Forgiveness and gratitude are the two gates to loving kindness. You cannot be kind if you cannot forgive. If you don't appreciate things that have been given to you, you cannot forgive. You appreciate, you show gratitude. Say, for example, if you hate your mom because your mom did certain things to you, but then you always think about, what did my mom do for me? For many, many years, my mom did a lot for me. Then, if you're always thinking the good side of your mom, that will replace the hatred about your mom. show gratitude for the good things that have been done to you, not just hate something periodically that she has done to you. So it's forgiveness, gratitude. Replace your hatred and jealousy by forgiveness, gratitude, loving kindness, and letting go of it. So there's so many methods. Just pick one. All right, that's the first question. I use half an hour to answer that question. I shouldn't be. Next question. Venerable, how to retain a peaceful mind when you have a job that requires intensive thinking and a lot of responsibilities? How would intensive thinking and a lot of responsibilities disturb your mind? Some people have intensive thinking in their job and a lot of responsibility, but they still feel that they're quite peaceful. You must be able how to handle your stress. But it's not easy. Because if you're always under stress all the time, you can easily forget about how to keep a peaceful mind. I still remember when I got sick, because I have a lot of responsibility in the temple, and during a certain period I had to build this, build that in the garden, and I have a lot of responsibility to do that I ignore my meditation, and I got sick because of a lot of responsibilities and intensive thinking. And I went to see the doctor, and the doctor said, "Oh, your blood pressure has gone up." I said, "Yeah, I've gone up. So what do you do?" I said, "Recently I have a lot of stress." "Stress? You're a monk who are teaching people how to relieve stress, and you have stress?" I feel ashamed. Gee, I said, "Geez, yeah, I shouldn't. I'm teaching people meditation, telling them to get away from stress, and I got stressed and got sick." You see, there's a saying in Chinese: the cobbler always wears the worst kind of shoes, and the florists always don't have the best bouquet of flowers at home. You know, they've done too much for people surrounding them. They forgot about their own affairs. If your job is the kind of job that will induce a lot of malicious causes and effects in that job, I don't think you should have that job. For example, if your job involves in illegal matters, if your job involves manipulation of financial techniques, you are using loopholes in business to benefit yourselves only, you will induce a lot of cause and effect on you. So I don't know, I can't answer your question. Your intensive thinking, if you're in a job that is saving thousands of people, it's worth to have that kind of stress. If you're involved in a job that is not right, then I would say, is your intensive thinking worth it? You have a lot of responsibilities. What kind of responsibility do you have? Responsibility about only benefiting the boss, or about responsibility benefiting mass of people in charity? Then I think that because of the job nature, even though you're under stress, you are helping a lot of people, and that is good. But if your job involves not helping people and induce you to be not in a peaceful situation, I really consider whether you should switch your job, change another job. Why don't you just give up everything and become a monk? That's easy. That's a peaceful pursuit of the spiritual transformation. You're also helping others to do it, yeah?
Why not just suggest the cultivation of meditation?
Because he said that there's no time for meditation.
Well, meditation outside of it, at home, at here on Saturdays and so on, an accumulation of that over time will offset some of the other stuff.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't suggest that now, because I'm sure they know it, because they're in the meditation class. You're in the meditation class.
But maybe they're a newcomer.
If you're a newcomer, right? Yeah, if they're a newcomer, I suggest meditation. But you really have to make up your mind and say, every day I want to meditate for half an hour. Every day, if I can spend 2 hours on my iPad or 1 hour on my WeChat and all these other unnecessary things that I have been doing, I want to eliminate that. and put that 1 hour on meditation. Can you make up that mind? On your cell phone and your email, how much of it is really worth spending your time on? Maybe not that much. Eliminate unnecessary talking. So it's good not to talk all the time. It's good not to write all the time. There was a meditating master. He said, if you want to arrive at good meditation, stop talking for 30 years. Then you will arrive at a good meditation. Stop talking. We talk too much. Stop talking for 30 years. That's the best meditation. Some ascetic practice the hardship of not talking. They say, I don't want to talk for 1 year. Have a sign in here. No talking for 1 year. Can you do that? Not even 1 day.
Simple question.
Yeah, simple question. Yeah.
I always feel I don't understand myself.
Yeah.
So do you have any suggestions like help me trying to understand myself, like what I really want?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think what that question implies is, if I don't understand myself, sometimes I may do things that I don't know why, or sometimes I may reason in a certain way that I don't know why, because I don't understand myself. I don't understand how I should lead my life. So it's a broad general question. I think when you say you don't understand yourself, why don't we analyze in that way? How do I expect myself in life? What kind of life I'm leading right now? In order to understand myself, I have to know what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now, for example, if I have a job, and have I performed that job well? Or is it the kind of job for me? Or is it the job that's contradictory to my wish? So you really have to analyze what kind of life. Maybe is in order to understand yourself, you have to step back and say, and look at yourself. Why don't you step back and look at yourself? What am I doing now? So that right now I'm say, for example, I'm 25 years old, and where am I going? What is my purpose in life? Right now I have a job, I have this job, and other people have the value and the norm in life. Say, for example, my colleagues, my girlfriends, all my friends, they're striving for forming a family. So they want to get married. And is marriage what I want? So you really have to query yourself. Put your life into a perspective. What's my value in life? I got to have some value in life. Why am I exist? My existence must have a value in it, and what kind of value I'm leading myself towards. Should I do things everybody does? Getting married, getting children, getting form a family, and getting a job, buying a house. Is that what I want? I don't understand myself. I heard that there are people that they are not happy. And what is happiness? In order to understand yourself, you have to analyze what is surrounding you. So it's a broad topic. What is the definition of happiness? Why am I unhappy? So there's so many queries, there's so many questions in just saying I don't understand myself. What is my value in life? What is my objective in life? Should I go by the norm of the society? And what are they doing? I have to put all these questions down first. I have to answer those questions. If I don't know how to answer them, then maybe I should seek advice from people who have a higher level of wisdom. Because most people would just go by the current. If that's what you're doing, that's what I should be doing. If my friend is looking for fame, reputation, and money, and forming a family, getting luxuries in life, my friend is doing that. But should I follow suit? Should I do it the same way? Or say, no, I don't want that. That won't give me happiness. What's the definition of happiness? So there's so many questions in our life. What's the definition of happiness? What am I pursuing in my life? What is my objective in life? And where am I standing right now? Say, for example, if I haven't I'm now 23 years old, and I haven't been to university, for example. Or maybe I should stop for a while in my work and get a degree somewhere, get a degree in university and try to learn more. Or if I already have a degree, is this the kind of job that I should have? So in order to understand yourself, analyze the situation surrounding you, get your definition of happiness, your definition of the objective in life, and that would lead you slowly to where you go. And maybe finally you say, I wouldn't be happy in just forming a family. Because look, my mom and dad divorced. They were not happy. And they're not leading me in the right way. So I don't want to follow the same way. I want to be single, for example. And if I'm single, so would I be happy? So then you go on carrying that question further and say, why do I come to this world in the first place? Where do I come from? Where would I go after I died? All these questions will come up that you have to analyze it. So I can't give you a one-way answer. So you really have to put all these questions down and try to seek the most appropriate answers to it. And I have been seeking for many, many years. I found my way. I haven't solved the problem yet, but I found my way. I have discovered that I want to walk the temporal way into the way of spiritual transformation, the way of enlightenment, the way that the Buddha pursued and get into nirvana. The Buddha Sakyamuni, 2,600 years ago, the historical Buddha, was a successor to be a king. He was a prince. He enjoyed all the luxuries in life. He had 4 palaces, spring, autumn, winter, summer, 4 palaces, and he had hundreds of courtesans and hundreds of, servants in the palace, in the 4 palaces, and they didn't feel happy about it. After enjoying those luxuries for a while, he thought they were meaningless. He wanted to find a way to be really happy. He wanted to find a way to be liberated from life and death, to be liberated from hatred, jealousy, greediness, and all these mental afflictions, to be liberated from the chrysalis of life, the cocoon of a life. We're like a caterpillar living in a cocoon that we cannot get out. How do we get out from here? So there's so many questions. I can't come up to the right answers, but it should trigger something in your mind that I don't want to follow the current. I want to find out what's the best for me. Not necessarily follow the society's current of pursuing for fame, reputation, money, or relationships. That's not the kind I want. I follow the pathway of spiritual transformation. Well, I will, after this life, I will not reincarnate again into samsara, life and death. I will go to, it's not a place, I will go to perfect enlightenment, where I don't have to get into samsara. And I can also render my help to all those sentient beings to get out of samsara, to be a sattva, bodhisattva. So many things that you can think of. Study the life of some saints, not just the Buddha, even in some of the religions. How did Mother Teresa do in her life? How did Norman Bethune do in her life? How did all these heroes and saints attain what they're doing? Not billionaires and trillionaires who have fame and reputation. How did they do in life? What are they doing? So much to learn. Good question though. That's really a good question. I don't understand myself. Yes. When you completely understand yourself and pursue the right way, you will be there. The first step is the most important. When you get on that first step onto the right way, you will never stop. In the Cantonese language, 千里之行，始於足下. 1,000 steps to destination start with the first step.